We're now recording for everybody that makes sure I hit that button. My name is Sharon Whiteman, and I'm proud to partner with Dana Hunter and Gary Knapp to bring these trainings to the Australasian region every Saturday morning for probably 15, 16 years now. And we love gathering with you on a Saturday and sharing the great education and blessing that Manatic has on all levels. Now today we're very privileged to have Dr. Steve Hines. Dr. Steve Hines is a medical doctor with 4 degrees in medical and biological sciences. As a gold presidential, he has been committed to Manatic for 26 years. Dr. Hines is a member of the Chairman's Club and the North American Strategy and Planning Council. His business embraces 25 countries, including South Africa, Europe, North and South America, and the Happy Team, which, if you haven't heard of them, they're kind of a country themselves. As a team, they focus on the value of collaboration over competition and moving their friends and contacts from work income to wealth income. David had a mentor who assisted him in moving from middle-class thinking to upper-class thinking. He's passionate about passing that mentorship on to others. And so today, this is going to be focused on, everything that's amazing about Manatic, but in particular, really understanding the gift of the business. So Dr. Hines, thank you so much for being here this morning.
Well, thank you, Sharon. I'm so grateful. Happy Easter. What a joyous weekend of our faith. And your story, of course, I've known your story a long time. It's a fantastic story of our products and your incredible leadership. And thank you so much for putting this call on.
Thank you, Dr. Hines. So I think it's really important because I can see just scanning the participants who are here today live, and then this call keeps on giving through the recording. Tell us about how you came to Manatic, and how did a medical doctor end up in a network marketing business?
Well, you're very fortunate that you've got a great relationship with Steve Nugent. Steve and I kind of come from the same place. We were already very successful doing other things, but when we really got to understand what we had our hands on here, especially in 1996, I got in 94, but in 96, we went from just the Manipul product to the Ambertose. And we really changed our entire career path. I don't know if you know this, but Steve could be making a lot more money doing other things. And, but I love what he does. I love the fact that he's a warrior for the truth about your body and I got into medicine because I wanted to change the world, help people, love on people. And I found that this was just a much better vehicle for me because, even though I love my colleagues, the pharmaceutical industrial model of medicine is not getting the job done. And so even though I love them, and of course, we're not today we're not going to talk about disease or treatment or cure or medicine or anything, because that's not what we're about. We're about functional food and what it can do to restore your body. So once I got my hands on this, I could have just easily used the products myself and for my family, but hey, once you understand something truthful, you feel obligated. When I was in school, we put together tutorial systems for our class. I've always been a guy who wanted to collaborate because I grew up in a very humble situation, a very poverty situation. I wore hand-me-down clothes, and the only people I knew, I didn't know anybody that had money. My great uncle was a dentist, and so I thought, wow, he has nice clothes and he has a nice car, so I'll get into medicine. That was my counseling. So, we're on this journey through life, and it's always changing, and that's the beautiful thing about it. So in my case, yeah, a total stranger came into my clinic, and I knew he was talking about network marketing, and because I had created co-ops and buying groups and networks in the past, I was very open. And when I realized the proprietary exclusive nature of this discovery and these incredible people like Bill and Reg and others that had contributed their lives to this, I felt very compelled. We are a company of provision. We are a company of hope. We are a company of freedom and freedom-believing people. And when I look at the globe, I don't see borders. I see people. And so I've always, coming from a small town, I had that small town attitude of, get the ego out of the way, get the status out of the way, because that limits us. And so even though I've accomplished a lot of things, I've been in venture capital and investment banking, and I've done about over $4 billion in sales in my businesses. I don't look at that as me. I look at it as something that follows a philosophy that creates a better way of living. So as you said earlier, there are two ways you can look at living. You can look at it from an individual competitive point of view where it's all about you. And of course, when that happens, we do have fear, we do have turmoil, we do have debt and stress because we can only work so hard to make money. But when you decide to collaborate with a believing community, then everything changes. And of course, it all starts with faith. You know, every day when I get up, I want to advance the kingdom of God. And this company, as a company of provision, was birthed that way. And that's why I'm here 26 years later, through all the ups and all the downs. And I'm more excited about Manatech than I've ever been. And hopefully today I'll help transform that emotion to you.
With all your skills and background, was it a like straight to the top kind of experience, or did you have a learning curve when you started, you know, because you're so skilled when you came into this, and obviously a person of authority in health, and money, actually, you know, in business. Was it a straight to the top kind of experience, or did you have a learning curve?
Big learning curve. Did everything I possibly could do wrong so I could get that out of the way. And I blew out a lot of my friends. I made a lot of mistakes. And, you know, I am blessed because I did everything according to the book. You know, the thing I want to really stress today is what you believe is who you are. And so I start with my fundamental relationship and my trust and my understanding of my faith. And then I transfer that to other people. But in between those two, and this is my message today, is that you cannot be successful if you don't grow yourself. The only person I can ever convince or control or do anything with is myself. So my relationship, my trust, and my understanding of me is what helped me. And that has taken me decades to become better and better at. When I look at the people in my business, the incredible platinums I have in my organization, the giving spirit, the joyful attitudes, those are things that I needed to hear because I grew up in a dog eat dog world, kind of a rat race mentality. And I was only taught to do one thing: work, work, work. And so Barbie and I did. We worked our way through 11 years of college, 6 degrees, never took out a student loan. And so we sacrificed a great deal to do what we thought was right, which is get a good job. And when I got there, I was very happy about the success we had. I love my clinics. I love my patients. But I realized that I was out of balance. You cannot sacrifice that much and stay in balance. How are you going to serve the Lord, serve your family, serve your friends? How are you going to be part of a community if you have no time? So the great gift of collaboration and passive income is the ability to live your life on your own set of rules, to live your life the way you want to. And so, yes, first of all, I made the classic mistake, like we all did. This product is a gift from God. It's an incredible product. And so we kind of forgot about the people side of the business at first and just focused on the product. And now I think we're finding that balance again. And I think that message is going to resonate, especially today with the crisis we're in. The world is changing. I'm really big on the gig economy because I think the gig economy is just about democracy. If you are in charge of you, then you have to be in charge of your gig.
That's freedom, isn't it? You know,
it's all about linking arms. You know, in order to be massively successful in Manatech, it is the science of achievement. Let me go back. The reason I'm here today isn't because of all my knowledge as a doctor and all my work and all those things. That was great. But what really changed my life were my mentors. When I sold my business, and I worked for a venture group for 7 years as an investment banker, I had an office in Seattle and they had offices in Manhattan, and I would go back and forth twice a month. And it was crazy. I'm just a kid from a little logging town. I was broke all my life. And so, but Barbie and I learned hard work. Well, that is not enough because you're not going to change the world by working hard. You're going to change the world by helping other people find a better way of living. My mentors took me aside and said, hey, Doc, we love you. We love your business. Thank you very much. We make money. But you know what? You have no idea how to be wealthy. Now think about that for a minute. All my degrees in college, all my high school experience, did anybody teach me, or teach you for that matter, how to control financial intelligence, how to create passive income, how to live off of assets instead of your hours, and how to do that in a way that significantly helps people who can't help themselves? I mean, look at M5M. That should be a no-brainer. 5 million consumers, 5 million children. That to me is a no-brainer. So why isn't it happening? Well, we're going to talk about that.
And so how much did that change your life? Because I remember you told me about, wasn't it a banker that was one of your mentors?
Yeah,
tell us how he changed your mindset.
Yeah, a gentleman of third or fourth generation Harvard MBA named Buckley Griswold III. My partners were big venture capitalists. These were the wealthiest people I'd ever met. I mean, I didn't, I grew up in a little town. And so when I went to Shark Tank, I mean, you guys have seen the Shark Tank, right? It's just like that. And I thought it was, about the money and it was about this. No, everything in life that works is about the science of achievement. And the science of achievement is all about people. Yeah, you got to have money in order to make things happen. That's the nature of business, but that's not the goal. So Buckley Griswold III, first of all, wealthy people are the most wonderful people on the planet. This guy was a giver. He was a contributor. He worked in his community. He ran foundations. He ran charities. He was the most influential person, the most likable guy, great sense of humor, great kids. I mean, what do we want in life? We want to leave something besides our own ego when we die, right? And he was just one of those guys. And so it totally changed my opinion of what wealth is and what rich people are. Obviously, I shared with you earlier, if the opposite of pro is con, well, then the opposite of progress is congress. So when you put people into any great system, you're going to have mistakes. Same with network marketing. Network marketing is a perfect business model until you put people in it. And then a lot of things can happen because people are people. And sometimes we don't know how to focus and have clarity and know how to execute something that's simple. Because in order for you to feel important, in order for you to feel your status, in order for you to feel like you're doing something, you've got to be important. And that's not true. That's not true at all. You can, the philosophy, the Hines system, the philosophy that I taught the Happy Team was a great example because we were going through a lot of challenges in Manatech, but my team didn't speak English. And so I just didn't allow them around the negativity. I said, this is the system we're going to teach you. This is the only system you're going to teach you. Don't talk to anybody else or do anything else. And by the way, that's true for you guys. If I say something today that's contrary to your upline or your systems, please just ignore me and just take what you can from me and leave out the rest that you don't like. But I taught them, but in that vacuum, I was able to start. Wouldn't we all like to start at like 20 years old right now with everything we know now, right? So I had that chance, and that's why there's over a dozen platinums on that team now.
They're phenomenal. And you're talking about, one of the priorities you wanted to cover today was the power that consumers have and about being at the heart level.
Oh, Sharon, now you just hit my hot button because everything you need to be successful in life, you already have. If you have a relationship and trust and understanding with God, if you have a relationship, trust, and understanding with yourself, and if you have a relationship, trust, and understanding with other people, you become a giver. And you focus totally on the rewards of giving. And so consumers give away their power. So let me put it this way. To whom you give your money, you give your power. We vote every day in the marketplace of products and ideas, and we give our money away in a haphazard way. When I built my buying group, the reason it was a multi-billion-dollar success is I united the buying power of little people to create big outcomes. I leveled the playing field so that the little professional, the doctor in a small practice had the same buying power as a multinational corporation. And that's what I want to do with network marketing. I want to level the playing field for hardworking middle-class families to create what? A better way to live. And you have all the power already in your wallet. If you take that buying power you have, let's say it's $200 a month, because I love that optimal support pack, so I kind of push that. Everybody in my business gets on an auto shipper optimal support pack. And so at that point, they're optimizing their physiology, but they're also just being a good steward to buying from their own business. You want to be your own best customer. This business is built on leaders and customers. And fortunately, you can be both. So in my business, I simply want to replicate what I do every day. I buy from Amazon, I buy from eBay, I buy from stores and places. Go down to Costco is my hero. I'm in Kirkland, Washington, where Costco was created. I was actually offered a job there one time and I turned it down. But I learned from that. That mistake I made of turning down that Costco position led me to Manatech, led me to this life I have now. Because I believe that members who unite their buying power and unite their marketing power can profit share off of their consumer dollars. So I don't look at myself as spending money. I look at myself as an investing in a partnership with technology and product companies that are going to change the world. Like today's a classic example. We're talking across time and space. We're living like kings used to live. I mean, we're better than that. But we can use that information to be lazy and just be me, or you can be a leader and say, how can I feed the people who I'm teaching? And we can do that now across the globe, just like today. So here's the bottom line. To whom you give your money, you give your power. So is it time to take that power back? Is there a way you can combine your power with other people's power and multiply that power thousands of times like we have? I mean, our business does millions. I mean, just last month, we increased our buying power here in our network by $250,000 a week. Well, but that's 35 years of work on my part. But here's the cool part. The message that you're giving people and the message that we're going to give people today, you could do what I did in 35 years in 3 years. You could have the same income I have, you could have the same organization I have, and you could do it even faster but you got to get out of your own way. And that's what Manatechers sometimes forget. Because people always ask me, Sharon, they go, what do you offer first, the opportunity or the product? And what I tell them is they're the same thing. The opportunity and the product are one thing. They're not separate. And so, but if you start there, if you start with a problem, a solution, and an action, people think you're selling them. People think you're network marketing them in the traditional sense. They don't see you as a giver, they see you as a taker. Because you're starting out on the wrong foot. You're trying to convince people to do something that they don't understand. If you start where I was taught by my mentors, which is create a relationship, have fun. Like today, I want to have fun with you guys. I love life. I was out in the sun right before this thinking about you guys, and I was excited. So if this is what you call a job, hey, I'll take it. So have fun, but you got to know your story. And so when I talk about unity, the power of the spoken word, leadership qualities, it's not random. It's extremely specific. I had to teach the happy team how to clap, how to sit in the front, what to wear at a function, how to do a testimonial that was 30 seconds, how to do a opportunity testimonial in 30 seconds. So even though what I'm sharing with you is extremely simple, there's a science to achievement. The art of fulfillment is very random, but you can discipline that. So there's only two things you got to do in Manatech. You've got to understand the science of achievement, which is the duplication of a model of a system. Have fun, tell your story, follow the system. And then the second part is, and this is the most important part for you, because it's really you incorporated, it's you versus you in business. Your only competition in life is you. Well, that comes back to the art of fulfillment. The art of fulfillment is not random. Just follow God's laws Just follow a system that everybody can do, which is everybody can be a consumer, everybody can take tax benefits, everybody can use marketing materials or these meetings like this recording. I hope this recording is heard by a lot of people, because that's the nature of giving. I want all of Manatech to succeed, not just my group. But I have to be very careful. And when I do specific slides and specific presentations, Sharon, you can give out whatever you want to give out. You have my websites and stuff. That's up to you guys. But remember that everything I've done, which looks great now, was flawed at the beginning. I tried to sell. I tried to convince people. I would put on 2-hour opportunity presentations that were incredibly good, and nobody got in, because they'd go, "Oh my gosh, if I have got to do that, you're a doctor, you're this big guru, I can't do that." Well, you got to humble yourself. This is not a business about status or Dr. Nugent or Dr. Steve or Dr. anybody. It's a business of how people can live a better way through a community of people that believe the same things, and how they can unite that buying power. So I don't sell products. I unite buying power. Just like I did with my doctors, we changed the world. We changed the entire business model of how people bought products in medicine.
Wow, that's amazing. And I've got a little question that's come through, might be good timing for that, is can you expand more on the science of achievement in people?
Yeah, the good news about my mentors is they said, "Steve, wealth is not about emotions.